Hey, Deborah. These look great. Thanks for getting us in. Very complete submission. I have got everything I want, even the meter shot. And these look great. I did not require that everybody turn their images black and white. I can see why they would want to after looking at all the suggested photographers, but it wasn't necessary, but it was also fine if you did it. In the future, don't. But this is fine for this assignment. I mostly just always let it slide on this. When I used to teach the class, I would try to explain to people that, anyways, you know what, I'm going to stop. But these look great. You have just a lot of really good images that I would love to see enlargements of, and I really appreciate that you limited yourself to 2, because so many are good, and I bet you had a very difficult time picking which 2 that you were going to use, because so many of these are just really lovely. I'm lassoing, like, all the ones that I'm just thinking are just fantastic. I mean, they just feel very, very candid, very much like everyday life. The light quality is definitely adding to the story in most of these. They're just really, really interesting. You do a nice job catching people in the walk. And this is really an interesting take on this building. Nice choice with the 8mm length lens. That is helpful. It is very helpful to have the focal length of the lens, too. I mean, just so many of these are nice here. I tell you what, I'd love to see this one at a slower shutter speed, so you had some blur here, but I also like it like that. You know, this is fun. These are beautiful. Look at this. You actually got the cyclist in the middle of the, that's hard to do, in the middle of the frame. This is nice. I was enjoying this one as I was going through it before I started the movie. The way that you've got the bright light over here, and then, you know, it's the exposure is, you're exposing for the shadows, which is the right thing to do in this case. This is really dynamic in the way that you've got 2 very different types of light going on there. Yeah, and I could see that incident meter reading would be more effective, or not incident, reflective would be more effective in this scene when you've got 2 very distinct different types of light that you could be shooting people in, or your subjects in at any moment. What I like to do in a situation like that is I like to take meter readings with my incident, in incident mode, in the shade and in the direct sun, and then kind of do an average of the 2, but that doesn't always work because sometimes I'll expose improperly for something. Like here, I would have shot it, you know, I would have ended up shooting an average when you definitely wanted to prioritize the shadows in this one. So your method worked better than mine would have here. So good, great. And your 2 finals are fine. They're great. They're very interesting. They feel very everyday. Here you've got hard directional light, which is definitely adding both compositionally and narratively to the image. If this was all soft, diffused light, we wouldn't get the sense of the warmth of the day or the sun or the weather or anything like that. And then here, the light is quite soft and diffused. And so that's a different mood, and I kind of appreciate that you chose one of each for your finals. So really well done on this assignment. It looks fantastic. You did a great job. And yeah, isn't it weird when people don't want you to shoot them or people harass you? I'm interested because I asked people to give an image of themselves at the beginning of the class, and I'm always interested for some of the assignments when we ask you to get out there and shoot, you know, life. Who has a hard time and who is asked. Who gets bullied and who doesn't. And my experience thus far is it's the tough-looking guys that have a hard time going out into public and shooting. Like, a lot of people get really upset that there's this kind of tough-looking fellow taking their picture. And so here's you. I'm pretty sure this is you, right? And you look very amicable and friendly. And I was a little surprised somebody said, "Don't take my picture," to you, because that is out of the ordinary. Anyways, great work on this assignment. I really enjoyed looking at it.